Disney may have done the most insane thing I've ever seen with this Marvel Animation Studio for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. It is crazy. I actually watched the episode because there was a leak of it, so I could tell you exactly what went on. It's about this dude here, who is a dude, and it's like a trans dude trying to play on a girls' volleyball team, and the struggle, my struggle. We'll get into it in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here. This is my Fandom Pulse Substack, guys, and we are covering the things that other pop culture entertainment sites do not. So if you are sick of the shilling corporate media for IGN and Kotaku, CBR, Bleeding Cool, we are the alternative. I've got John Trent, who is the founder of Bounding Into Comics, and you might recognize that name because a lot of the YouTube community was using his articles, of course, for a lot of their storylines, and mine as well. And so we're teamed together, covering everything that's going on in pop culture, that's going on evil in Hollywood, video games, comic books, and more. So please subscribe to the Substack. And don't miss what we got going on. On Friday, we had 10 articles up, guys. A lot of reading material for you. And please do support us. Grab a paid membership and sign up for this as well, because we need this to survive. So thank you so much. We are trying to do this full-time and actually be the real journalist that nobody else will without advertising partners. And that's the whole big important goal here. So thank you so much again. We've had the big week in growth so far. So woke activists at Disney are complaining that an episode of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur got removed because of the results of the election. And Disney is allegedly trying to veer away from insane identity politics with their Marvel Studios projects. The episode in question features extreme transgender propaganda aimed at little girls in an effort to groom them into LGBTQ lifestyles. And I intended the episode to watch this and of course, go and see what was going on here. So this is a guy who apparently worked on it. He posted to Blue Sky, and of course now it's deleted because Disney's really trying to cover their tracks, guys. You saw what happened with Rachel Zegler and all the craziness that was going on this week when she posted her insane rants about Trump supporters. She was forced to apologize, which means you know that Disney's running scared right now. You know that they've been pushing this identity politics way too hard. And with the ratings collapses of all their Marvel shows and Star Wars shows, it's been pretty obvious like that their agenda just like screwed everything up for them. But of course, they were still in production with all this kind of stuff. And with stuff like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, it sneaks under the radar because a lot of people are not watching it anyway, to be honest. And so they were really trying to push this. It's insane. Like I said, I watched it. I'm going to give you guys a full review here. But he said, so I guess I finally got hit with one of those projects I worked on getting shelved because of which party won the recent election. It breaks my heart knowing this impactful and amazing, is now about to be considered a lost media episode. So this dude claimed that the election was the reason Disney shelved this project. I don't know about that because I think they probably would have looked at it and gone, ooh, that's pretty ugly anyway. Now, a lot of people over on Blue Sky were complaining about it and actually agreed and added their commentary on this as well, saying that this was happening. And you could see just in the stills of the episode I grabbed here, that's pretty wild. So this dude calls himself Brooklyn, and he's on the shell, and he's on the bench, and he shows up and starts talking with a dude who calls himself non-binary, and he's got a voice that's just like this, like yes. And Brooklyn gets mad because he was forced to play on the boys' soccer team. And with the boys' soccer team, it was terrible, and he couldn't even literally handle it. And you could see this is his water bottle. Trans is beautiful, the little rainbow flag in there. And the guy's like, oh, well, you don't have to deal with that anymore. And then he claims, it was like orange slices were the only light of darkness for me on having to play on the boys' team. So the opposing coach, and you can see the entire team of girls volleyball with a non-binary weirdo with the shaved head. You can see they're all black or Muslim or whatever. They're all weird representation things, and that's the tranny dude on the left. And, of course, a white woman who's the opposing coach tries to lock them in a locker room to try to stop them from showing up to be able to compete because of, obviously they'd trounce the actual girls, right? Because they got a dude on the team. So in the locker room, the dude, this is apparently the non-binary flag. This was in the episode. Like, that pops up. and he talks about being non-binary and the like, and it's a whole very bizarre thing. Very bizarre thing. No one tell her I'm non-binary. Her brain might explode. Oh my gosh, crazy. So the villain, of course, is a white woman, and the white person adult is holding the poor trans children down. Is what's going on. And yes, Brooklyn. It says at one point the dialogue is, "I'm trans. My very existence breaks Greer's rules, which means as long as I'm a member of this team, we'll never escape." So it's an allegory. Of course, they're trapped in a locker room or trapped in the closet, and they just want to come out and be who they are. Except for this is crazy, and these are obviously weird sexual fetishes, and they're children characters. So that's what they want. This is Disney trying to push these lifestyles on children, and it's Hollywood trying to do that because they have an obsession with the youth, and that's what Hollywood's into. They want a bunch of young kids for their parties. Is really what it comes down to. I'm not going to mince words. That's what Hollywood wants. It's disgusting. So they go through this sort of thing and try to escape everything, and then some weird. It's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Now the original property was Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur. I never read the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur or whatever that they ripped off of the original from Marvel Comics. But it used to be just like a boy riding a dinosaur in these Jurassic times. So I don't understand what this is. This is clearly a representation of the devil who's urging them to continue with their pride. You see the pride in the background there. And it's wow, this is pretty mask off that they are encouraging Satanism through these lifestyles. It's what's going on? Crazy. But that's what they do. Now, the ironic part is the dude here, who you can see he's towering over over everybody else. He goes into a testosterone fueled rage, where he just he's "Nah," and starts hitting things and busting up the floor and things and that's how they escape. So it's dude admits his strength and his masculinity is why they're able to do what they're going to do, and which is why he should not be competing on a girls' team, ironically. And eventually they do go do that and then save the day. So this is pretty wild because a video talked about this. I've had the privilege of working on Moon Girl team for the last 2 years. They've been really open to exploring queer stories. I'm on the production side. Part of the work I feel I can put in is making sure that we take place in modern day New York. So making sure that it's an accurate reflection of, quote, New York. I guess this is what New York's like for children these days. Scary. So I put together a tracker of our background characters to make sure we have a full breadth of expression. We've got to be very similar conversations of all our gender non-conforming characters are in the background. So it's not just a numbers game of how many LGBTQ characters you have. The more centered on a story is on a character, the more nuanced you get to get into their story, especially with trans characters. You can't see if someone is trans. There's not one way to look at trans. So only way we have of these canonical trans characters, canonical asexual characters, canonical bisexual characters, is to give them stories where they can be them whole selves in a children's cartoon. So that's exactly what they were trying to do. They were pushing the agenda very, very obviously with this show, and Disney had enough. They canceled it. It is gone. They shelved it, and even though the episode's completely done, this is not going to air. And they just went too far, and Disney knows it. They are hiding from this at this point. This is the beauty about things right now, guys. Disney is evil. They are trying to push this. They want it in the background. And what they're going to do, they're not going to stop because it's not about them understanding about their audiences or caring about your children or anything like that. The agenda is everything for them. They're going to just get more cautious about it is what's going to go on. Because the cautious is what's they're going to try to put it slightly in the background and lull you into a sense of complacency. So don't buy into this is Disney changing or anything like that, but they are scared of you, the consumer, which is good. The more we call this out, the more we stop this kind of thing, the more that our children can be safe. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure to grab a subscription to the Substack as well as hit the like and subscribe on this channel as we cover all things that are going on in pop culture, especially with the evil that Disney's doing. Appreciate you for being there. We'll be back soon.